Happy Tuesday, everyone. My name is Dan C. Bearded. This is the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel, and we are currently on episode 50 of the Doctor's Orders, episode 50. And today we have a pretty awesome, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, go. Okay. I was like, oh man, did I mess up here? But no. This is episode 50, and we have the owners, the creating force of products behind Dr. Nick's. We have Mr. Dr. Nick himself, and we have Jill, Mrs. Dr. Nick's. What's the title? What are we going with an official title for Jill?
I like Mrs. Dr. Nick's.
All right. Perfect. I was like, I don't want to assume and put anything else.
Nurse Jill sounds kind of funny, so I'll go with Mrs. Dr. Nick's.
Yeah, Nurse Jill sounds like a bad Netflix series.
Yeah.
Or that I have a weird weekend job that I can't talk about.
Yeah. There's something there for
people would start searching OnlyFans for that name, I think, or something weird.
I'll go
I don't
with
know.
Mrs. Dr. Nick's.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, that will work. Well, how are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing good. I mean, so mentally, physically, I think we're back, right?
I'm a little cold.
Yeah, I'm a little cold. I'm a little pissed off. I'm not eating a big ahi tuna steak sandwich behind the camera before the stream started like I did last week. But so physically, here we are. We're back in the studio. At the shop, but mentally I think we're kind of half in, half out.
Yeah,
maybe there's still part of me I think that's in Costa Rica. But that's okay because I think the functional part of me that's getting things done and can talk and interact with people, I think for the most part is here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yes, most of you guys know because you watch the show, you follow the company, but Nick and Jill were on their delayed, can we use that word? Their delayed honeymoon.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Belated
honeymoon, and they went to Costa Rica. Nick had a whole live stream last week talking about it. It was really cool. One of the most beautiful settings for a live stream ever. And so if you guys missed it, go back and check that out. So thanks to Kevin and everybody saying welcome back. They are back,
guys.
Great new photo, Kevin. I love the new photo. Beard's looking strong.
It's so true. And with that coming back, most of us know there is kind of a transition from the paradise to reality, physically, mentally, and it can be tough. I was telling Nick earlier, we have kind of the same thing. We go camping on the west side of Michigan, which is totally different than the east side of Michigan where we live. Then it's
west side.
Well, yeah, it's concrete, it's businesses, it's traffic. The east side is just water and sand and forest, and life is calm and it's slow. And so when we spent 7 days on the west side recently. We came back and it's oh man, this doesn't feel right. And I would imagine it's the same for you guys, being surrounded by the ocean, surrounded by the rainforest and the beach and stuff. It just feels different, and it's hard to come back to this concrete jungle.
Well, it is. And I go back to my natural state. I try my very best to not go full island boy whenever I go back. Not those island boys. Stop it.
I don't want to see full. Anybody.
Yeah. Nope. Not that kind of island boy. But I go back to my roots where I do my very best to pack things. I'm okay, I'm going to wear different pairs of board shorts. I'm going to wear all of these tank tops. This is likely. No. I get there, I kick my shoes off. They very rarely go back on. I have one pair of board shorts on that kind of goes in and out of the ocean with me and then dries off when I have to wear other stuff to reluctantly go to dinner and wear more clothes. But then that's about it. And so for me, it's almost getting it's not so much that you went somewhere different and you enjoyed it and you're coming back to what's normal. It's I lived like that for so damn long that when I go there, I'm back to feeling normal. And then I come back and I'm what is this?
Why am I wearing so many clothes and socks?
Why do I
belts?
have underwear and socks on? This is stupid. And so I don't know. It's one of those weird things where I get a glimmer. But yeah, no, the mental side of coming back is super duper hard for me. I didn't answer my phone or talk to anybody for 48 hours after we got back because I'm everyone's going to want to hear what happened. And all they're going to hear is me being pissed off that I'm back. And so I didn't even fill anybody in. I didn't even fill my mom in on everything we did on our trip until yesterday. Friday felt pretty normal. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'm like, no, get away from me. Everybody just not looking at my phone. I think I texted you, my mom, and I texted Wilson. And I think those are like the 3 people I communicated with, like after I got back, until my head was like feeling a little more normal.
Your mom needs to see this, then you can reach further.
Oh,
So,
you're gonna love that.
Do we want to do show and tell now? Okay,
well, yeah.
Intro.
And so speaking of Jill, of Nick's mom here, this is Julie right here. Happy belated birthday.
That's it.
And she wants to know what's Jill wearing around her neck.
Well, mom loves dragons. So she's gonna love this.
Yeah, mom loves dragons. She's gonna love this. I'll show it to you guys. So we Jill and I did what we do a lot, what I do a lot, which is find like we like to find art. Which we have a really funny story about finding local art in Costa Rica. I think I might have said it last week. Actually, the guy's like, no, it all comes from a truck from Mexico.
Yeah.
So we were like determined to find like real good, like local artists and find some cool stuff. So we found a really cool local artist who not only drew us some awesome stuff, she works at a tattoo shop and she tattooed those awesome things onto us while we were there, which is awesome. But in the tattoo shop, we got to meet some other amazing artists that hung out there, like the owner of the shop, some of his friends, and one of his friends made this piece that he had sitting in the front counter of the tattoo shop. And it is this crazy cool wire wrapped, like if you look close in this thing, like every single thing you see on here is separate pieces of wrapped wire. And so there's like a lot of work that goes into these guys. There's no glue, there's no adhesive. Everything is held in like this on the back with all these, there we go, all these separate wire pieces. It's like a skeleton back there. And then got labradorite in the front. Oop, there we go. But it's like a dragon. And we don't know what kind of teeth that he used for the horns. We're trying to figure that out. Kind of looks like raccoon claws, which are totally possible being as lots of raccoons there. But
yeah, no, but those are definitely
they're definitely teeth of
two
some
front
sort.
two
canines or incisors.
Yeah,
they're really neat.
They could be like coyote or something small like that.
Yeah, but that cool stuff. And the owner of the shop does this crazy cool, like tribal, modern, kind of like multi-layered paintings and stuff. And he does them on wood, he does them on canvas. He did it on this hat. So I decided to wear this today to show everybody. He does this crazy cool artwork. And this is not like he did this image and got it sent in and printed onto a hat. He just paints straight on to the hat. So this is like acrylic paint on there, sealed with some clear coat or something. But he gets like really cool like textures and stuff. So I don't know. It was pretty sweet finding some actual local artists that do stuff.
That's really cool. And then to be able to have those memories on top of the tattoos. Like you got tattoos on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Dude. So like it was so funny because like we met this guy, Sean, who was from Tampa. And he was hanging out back behind our place there. And we were hanging out as him and his boyfriend. And we were just hanging out with him for like hours, talking, sharing stories. And then finally he was like, do you guys know, have you found anywhere here yet that does any good tattoo work? He's like, I wanted to get a tattoo while I was here in Costa Rica. And I was like, we haven't. But the guy Miguel, who you guys all met last week on the live stream, I'm like, Miguel just got a sweet tattoo on his arm. Like the thing looks amazing. I'm like, I'll text him real quick and see who did it. Maybe she's available. So I texted Miguel and I didn't hear anything back. And I don't know, 20, 30 minutes goes by. And all of a sudden, Anna, the girl that runs the office at this place, she comes up and she's like, hey, Nick. She's like, Miguel said you texted him asking about a tattoo artist, his tattoo artist. I said, yeah. And she's like, she's here. He sent her over. And so there she was on the beach, and she walks out into the beach and is hanging out with me and Sean and Jill. And we start talking about kind of like, well, we kind of wanted to get something while we were here too. So why don't you set something up with Sean for his last day? Meanwhile, this is our last day. We leave tomorrow. Why don't you, Jill wants to get a turtle. I want to get a dragonfly. First place we ate dinner was called Dragonfly. So I figured a cool honeymoon memory tattoo would be a dragonfly. And so, I told her, and I was like, but based on the stuff that's on you, I'm guessing you like creepy stuff and dead stuff and skeletonized things and that kind of stuff. And she's like, she makes fists like this. She's like, oh my God, that's my favorite. She's like, can we please do that? And so I went in, and she was obviously very excited about the tattoo, because instead of the little foot tattoo that I was going for, I ended up spending 4 hours tattooing my entire foot. which I had never done before, which I can safely say is the most painful place on my body that I have ever tattooed.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
By far. Like if I had a 10 before, like if my spine on my back or behind my knee or in my elbow was like a 10 before, those are all easily now 5s. And this is the new 10. Like it doubled the last most painful one easily.
And you just grit it. You just got through it.
No.
There's no like stopping. Like he gets a stencil on his foot and he said, "How do you like the placement?" I said, "That looks gorgeous, but that is a really big bite. Like we have to be traveling all day tomorrow." And
true.
Are you sure? And he's like, "Go
I
big,
like it.
Go home."
I was like, go big and go home. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
So he did.
And so, no, I did what I normally do when something hurts too bad or is too stressful. I have the same stress reaction apparently as like a possum. So right, I guess about, I don't know, 45 minutes into it, she got around to like the side of my foot, like right here.
Oh, right on the bone. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She got there and I fell asleep and I slept for about an hour.
What?
I fell asleep for like an hour. And so she did all the outline and did like the top ball of my foot. And she did all of that while I was just peacefully sleeping.
You fell asleep during the pain?
I fall asleep for a lot of tattoos, actually. I kind of like when something starts hurting really bad, like if I'm really stressed or if I'm really angry or like if I'm like sad about something or something hurts really bad, I can just kind of put myself into like a trance kind of a like state and I just fall asleep.
It's like those people on those rides you see at Disney that get
where
like
they just
shot
pass
up
out.
there and they're like,
yeah.
out.
Basically, it was funny because like
does.
Jill went out to go shopping while I was getting mine done and it was light outside. And I look outside and I'm like, I'm just going to try to zone out for this chunk of this one. And the next thing I hear is he sleeping? And I look over and it's Jill at the door and it's dark outside.
That's amazing. I need to borrow that.
Dude, yeah. And the girl that was tattooing, Pam, she was like, she looks over at Jill and she's like, I don't know how he's so relaxed. This is like the most painful place in your body you can get tattooed.
It's like, that's because he passed out.
She's like, I didn't pass out. It was like a conscious decision.
No,
But no, she was like blown away by it.
That's
she
why
was
he's
like,
the doctor of space and time. Yeah, because
that's
you
exactly
deleted that time from your day.
yeah, I can just sort of like phase shift into another existence and be like, okay, delete.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, awesome. No, it was it worked out really, really well. It was a lot of fun.
So you left with multiple forms of art. That's
we
awesome.
did in our bags, in our pockets, and on our bodies.
Yep.
Okay. How was the traveling with the tattoos?
You know, it wasn't bad. She was like not only a really good artist with like her tattoo machine, she was an absolute artist with Tagaderm. Like she like cut out perfectly shaped and wrinkle zoned pieces of Tagaderm where I had like just a layer of second skin on my foot. I literally didn't even bug me the entire way home.
That's awesome.
She was really good about it. Like I have artists that are like slap, 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 slap. And then they're like, well, that's going to last for about an hour. But she like spent like 15 minutes putting this stuff on. She was detailed.
Good. That's awesome. Super
yeah, she was really good. I will definitely be back to get more stuff from Pam. That's for sure.
Love that.
Was awesome.
Love that. So good. Overall, an amazing trip back to the real world and ready to keep rocking.
So good. Yep. And we're back. We're ready. Reluctantly so. We are ready to roll. Business as usual. We were back at the office on Friday. I mean, we got back in at 3:00 in the morning and we were in the office at 11:00 that morning. So
sorry for whoever's orders I packed Friday, but I think I got it all in.
You think you nailed it?
Yeah, I still have my stapler on my desk.
Perfect.
So nobody got a stapler.
You didn't mail anybody your purse?
No, Sir is still here. So he
perfect. Yeah. Good.
Awesome.
If anyone gets some dog treats or like one of Jill's IDs in their package, you know, just
send it back.
Chalk it up to jet lag, send it back.
Yep. There you go. Now,
here.
Somebody asked, did you bring any Costa Rican coffee back with you?
Yes, a whole kilo. And
you really did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And going through customs was hilarious because, of course, we get to U.S. Customs. It's like, you know, we're in Miami at that point. So it's like 6-something at night. We've been traveling all day. Had a few mimosas on the airplane on the way to Miami.
Well, they're included.
And yeah, I mean, it's first class. They're included, of course.
Say no.
No, I'm not going to say. I can be rude and not drink the mimosas.
Yes.
rude. And so we get there, and of course we get through customs, and Jill and I are like full of jokes. And so we're like sitting here like
Really bad
getting through
jokes.
customs. Yeah. And customs is not usually the place for jokes.
Especially about kilos in your back.
Right.
Yeah, but it was great. So like we get up to the thing, and she's like, well, anything to declare? And I'm like, nope, just a little bit of booze and a kilo of coffee.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's like, and she was like laughing with us. She's like, you guys there for your honeymoon? We're like, yep. And she's like, all right, nothing else. And I was like, nope. And I mean, better than the people in front of us, where she asked them, and she's like, nope, either ate it or smoked it. It's all gone. And I was
wow.
like right to the customs agent. And so we sit there, and she's like, all right, welcome home, and sends us right through. Like, no, welcome back. Enjoy your kilo of coffee. But it wasn't even like, they didn't even open our bags. Like, even with the kilo of coffee joke.
You sweet talker, you.
Oh man, but
and
that
here I was
coffee,
all worried they were going to take my seashells from Seashell Beach, but
yeah, you
I
could
didn't have any living critters in it, so they let me keep my basic.
You could have
shells.
had a tranquilized monkey in your bag, and they would have been none the wiser.
I wanted that little one. He was
the little marsupial, or the little bald faced looking thing.
Yeah, he was cute.
He liked my beard.
I would have put him in my bag.
Yeah, he was like, he had a bald face, and he's a monkey, and I had a hairy face, and I'm a human, so he had no idea what to make of us.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm
you out.
supposed to be hairy. I'm not, and you are. Why?
That's great. So awesome, man. Awesome, Jill. I'm glad you guys had a good time. It seems like it was beautiful. Lots of content still to come on the Dr. Nick's Instagram and Facebook, you guys, from the trip, with some beautiful pictures. And so, yeah, it's awesome. And speaking of the show here, hey, Sebastian, and he is coming to us live from Denmark. So shout out to Denmark. Sebastian, yes, Dr. Nick's is every Tuesday, this time, 1 p.m. Eastern. There are some random streams where we flex the time, but we try to let you guys know ahead of time. But this is 50 weeks in a row, every Tuesday without missing. By the way, you guys can probably put it together. We will have a pretty special show 2 weeks from today on episode 52, aka 1 year of streaming with this company. So just kind of keep that in mind, of 1 full year of these Dr. Nick's live streams. And it'll be just kind of like a thank you stream for you guys supporting and helping this business, and then really just helping our enjoyment. Nick and I always leave these streams talking about like just how awesome you guys are and the ideas and the topics and stuff. So yeah, 50 weeks right now, Nick.
That is insane. I was just looking at the calendar. Yeah, the 29th. It's going to be 52 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely
that is insane.
Mm-hmm. So,
you know what though? Man, it's like, and it was so, you know what? It was people like, oh man, you're still going to do it even when you're on your honeymoon, even when you're traveling to your mom's. I'm like, I actually like doing those the most. Like it breaks up what you're doing. It gives you something to like figure out. You're like, all right, where am I going to set up and how are we going to do it? And like, all that kind of stuff. And like the engineer in me kind of likes that like whole on location engineering tangle.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because you're still going to want to make it look good and sound good. And that's kind of cool,
Right. For sure.
Oh,
but yeah.
And G Squared, I see there with experimenting with his grinder. Get ready to be experimenting more with your grinder, because I'm bagging you and a couple other people up some beans and getting them to you nice and fresh. Hopefully I'll get them out tomorrow. You should be getting them like either Friday or Monday. So guaranteed the freshest Costa Rican coffee you've ever tried. And I would be very excited to hear about it next week. I think my mom's getting some, you're getting some, Wilson got some. So you will love it.
There you go. And he said, okay, one more, Nick and Jill. Have you listened to a new band, or to the band new song Sellout by Dead Icarus? It's an old harsh vocalist, Alex, from a new band.
It's Alex from Atreyu.
Hey, no,
that'd be pretty
definitely
cool.
Gotta check that out.
No, Sellout, Dead Icarus. Oh, and I have another question that I know is coming right after that question. So I'm going to answer it after I get done writing this down. Dead Icarus. Dan B gave me a CD. It didn't rhyme intentionally. But
hey,
Dan's
you like
the
that? Rapper here.
Hey,
Easy.
sorry, that shit just comes off the top of my head sometimes like that. I can't help it. And so Dan gave me a CD, and what's funny is I actually don't have a CD player except for in one vehicle, and I just got it working. So my 89 Blazer is the last Mohican of compact disc players that apparently I have anywhere except for like my Xbox in my entertainment center. This hasn't made it there yet. So Dan, I'll let you know because I'm going to be listening to this on the way home today. And while I'm running around doing some errands, now that I got that other CD that was stuck in there, out of there. More to come. Have not been ignoring it. Just don't have one of those doohickeys anymore.
Which is so weird.
It's so weird. Like I have all these CDs and now I'm like, okay, I need to fix this. Like I need to get like a stereo receiver that's got like a tape deck and like a CD player in it. So like, I don't know.
I still have my old iPod, like the original iPod mini. No, yeah, mini. It's like this big.
Yeah. You can put that thing in a sock and beat someone with it. Like that thing's heavy.
That's where all my old CDs eventually made it.
Swedish metal vibes. Oh my, look at all these. Ryan M, welcome back, my buddy. My brother from another mother. There he is.
Soon to be daddy-o. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't want to drop the big announcement, too harsh, but I think, boom. I don't know. Jill dropped it.
Don't tell
Ryan's
girls about
gonna
babies.
be a dad.
Yes.
And, man.
And Dan would like to let you know you can play it through a desktop or laptop computer as well.
If any of those had disk drives, which they don't. All my desktop no longer has a disk drive. My laptop doesn't even have a USB port. That's a USB-A. It only has USB-C.
Yeah, I don't have a disk drive on mine either.
No, I haven't had a laptop with a disk drive or a hard drive with moving parts in like almost 10 years. I've been solid state, no optical drive for like since, I don't know, 2014 now.
I miss a good old fashioned floppy disk.
Do you? I don't. I don't miss. Okay. Insert installation media 18 of 35.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. You inserted disc 22 instead of disc 21. Please start back at disc 1 through 47.
Hey, it teaches you patience.
It does. It also teaches you how well floppy disks explode when you throw them against the wall.
And super cool. I do love this time because like Sebastian says he can't make my streams. Totally understand Sebastian, but he can make it here. And we have Dan the Panfish, who's from Sweden. So we have
Denmark, welcome from Sweden.
What's up, Dan the Panfish?
Yeah, and as we get into the topic today, you guys, if you don't mind, drop a comment. Where are you guys from with whatever you feel comfortable with sharing? Maybe the States, maybe a different country. So far, we have Denmark, we have Sweden, and I know a bunch of states covered from, I see Wisconsin, Florida, all over the place. So really cool. That was loud. Oh, is that one of yours?
Was loud. That's what happens when you drop a titanium pen on the ground.
I was going to say, that's your fancy one?
Yeah, these things are no joke. But and what was that?
Canada.
You gotta miss that dial-up noise. Oh, we got Canada. What's up, Canada? There's only one road in Canada.
Another Canada, awesome. And then we have Nevada, Kansas, Illinois, Virginia, Wisconsin.
I read Oakville the same time as I was reading Las Vegas, and I was like, Las Vegas, Canada. I'm like, what the hell? Is everyone from Canada here today? Even nope, Las Vegas, Nevada.
There you go. So
just awesome. PA, New York.
Great representation all across the board. So beautiful.
Oklahoma, Springfield.
Very cool.
Man.
All right. Well, I don't think we've even invited you guys, maybe at the very beginning, but if you guys could hit that thumbs up on the stream, show YouTube that you like this channel. It's growing and trying to reach for that goal of 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching in the future and you're not subscribed, please consider it. And also, if you guys want to share this out, please do. I think somebody might learn about this company. Maybe they'll learn about the topic today and maybe just have, if anything, a little bit of stress relief here. Because today, and who knows, maybe this actually fits into the topic. Today, we're going to talk about essential oils. Most of you know Dr. Nick's is 100% pure essential oils with all of their lines. And there are definitely pros and cons to essential oils. Today, we really want to talk about those pros. We want to go over the good side of essential oils that are unique to essential oils, and then kind of just pick Jill's brain on the process that she does to create blends, to think about those essential oils. And if you guys have questions about the scents, about essential oils, drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to star them and then kind of feed them at the right time. But I'll kick it off to you guys to start here. What, in terms of essential oils, why is it, number one, so important for Dr. Nick's to have that right now? And who knows what the future will bring with maybe a different line or what, but why has it been since 2015 an essential oil only company?
So it's, the name of the company is Dr. Nick's. And the reason for that is we literally I started off making things that just work for my beard. it started off as a very small project that was going to result, hopefully, in me having beard products that I could use that smelled good. And what that meant was, since I'm allergic to fragrance oils, apparently, and I can't use them because they irritate my skin, I tried a bunch of beard oils out there from a bunch of different companies, and I loved like a bunch of them. Like I really did. I really liked the way they smelled, and I enjoyed having a scented beard oil to use in the morning. But I couldn't get over the itch and the rash and the irritation. And I'm part of a not so small group of people that have their skin irritated by fragrance oils and alcohol-based fragrances. So that made it so I was pretty much relegated to only being able to use essential oil-based products. And I didn't like a lot of the ones that were out there, because a lot of the essential oil stuff that was on the market was very, very basic essential oil scents, like cedar, or, stuff that was very just, one scent. There wasn't many layers to it. They weren't very dynamic. They weren't anything to write home about. And so I said, there's a whole world of botanical scents out there. Why can't we make some layered, really cool combination of scents that smell good, and deliver some, cool aromatherapy benefit, some good skin benefit, but also have just a really nice scent profile? And that's kind of what started Dr. Nick's. And we've stayed true to those roots, because the people that have adopted using Dr. Nick's, both from an early on customers to people now, they've kind of come to expect the same thing that I do, which is they know 100% that when they use our products, they're going to smell good, they're going to look good, and they're not going to have any adverse reactions. And we've stayed true to that. And granted, we do have a big base of our customers now who do want something more cologne-y. They want something more scent forward, right? So we do get those requests quite a bit of, we love your carrier blend. Could you think about starting something that has some fragrance oils in it? And we just haven't reached that tipping point yet of deciding to have that shift in our business model. So not to say that we won't ever, but as of right now, yeah, like Dan said, our full line is essential oil based. Unless you're allergic to a plant material that an essential oil is made out of, being as they're botanicals. If you're allergic to, evergreen, chances are an evergreen essential oil is going to irritate your skin, right? Because it's the natural botanical. But aside from that, these products are safe. They're very calming. They're going to be easy for anyone to use. And I think that's kind of like our charter so far, and that's kind of what we've held true to at this point.
For sure. And then, so Jill, you come in and you kind of take over a lot of the aspects of working with the scents, creating them. Can you share some of your thoughts and experiences with these essential oils, and just maybe what you've learned along the way, and things that you love about them, that surprised you about them? Anything on your feedback with working with essential oils?
Yeah, I think the most surprising part of working with them was learning how many essential oils actually don't play well together. So at first you're like, I'm just going to take all this stuff and throw it in there, and it's going to smell amazing because jasmine smells good and I love lime. And all of a sudden you get this clash of scent, profiles that just turn out something absolutely bogus. So there was definitely the learning curve there of learning how much of a certain essential oil, based on how strong it is, really needs to be added in to bring out another part of another essential oil, and how to make them play together in a way that turns out something that actually smells decent. So one of my processes that I do, because I'm still learning every day, especially with new essential oils being brought to my attention, is I get these little brown vial jars, and they're either numbered or some of them have like letters depending on what I'm working on that day. I put a little of our carrier blend in there, and then I just start with a couple of drops. And so funny, you'll see like some of my notes will be like 2R, 2OR, and it's like all my gibberish, but I know that I've put 2 drops of rosemary in there and 2 drops of orange. I'll let it sit for a couple days. I'll come back after it's been steeping and be like, okay, plus 1 drop orange, and kind of go about that. And then after a couple weeks, when these are all steeped together, you revisit them. Sometimes you find that as they've steeped, they smell worse and others smell better. So
yeah, it's crazy what happens with the steeping process too, because like fragrance oils kind of are what they are, right? It's like,
yeah,
you blend them and they're not going to mutate much. That's like part of why they're fragrance oils, because they're not going to change what you mix them with. So like, you mix two things together and smell it right away. And you're like, yep, that smells good. And that's the same as going to smell in 4 months from now.
That
and
is
with
not
essential
the same
oils,
for essential oils. They age, they
oxidize,
they essentially steep. Like one of our blends that I have to make it about 3 weeks in advance before it's going to be bottled to get the scent that comes to you. Otherwise, if we bottle it too soon, we run risk of not everything melding properly and you get a completely different scent profile out of something such as like the IPA with the hops. You know?
Yeah, IPA with the hops. IPA smells nothing like day 1 when it's mixed versus like day 21 when it's been sitting for 3 weeks.
And to that point, I found some old X's and O's. They didn't have the best reviews when we first released it. I liked it then. But now it is completely different scent profile. Chris Wilson still uses it all the time. He loves it. But
yeah, and Mike Hughes says right there, X's and O's smelled way better after steeping. And that was one of those ones where since we did it
like
for
a 6 month steep.
Yeah, we did it for a holiday release. So we made it a month ahead of time, but that wasn't enough. Like 6 months later, that's when that stuff was really going to shine. But the only way to know that is to try it and get it to where it's reasonably great the way you like it, and then we'll see what happens.
So pure oud actually has a bit of a bitter funk to it. So when we first released it, even though it had been steeping for a couple weeks, the funk was still present in the oil, and it actually needed to oxidize itself out to leave behind that nice subtle note of the oud.
Dude,
the key lime pie,
John Drennan, with the key lime pie, that's
one that's best fresh because that vanilla is very forward. Number 7, I could make right now and bottle it like later today. It picks up those citrus notes really quick. Citrus is a very thin molecule of essential oil, so it absorbs so quickly into the oils.
And just so you know, John, I don't know if you were on the previous streams or not, that Chris B here in the chat, he's the one who helped come up with that. So that was actually a customer inspired collaboration on that one.
Which I didn't know. I have 2 that I'm working on this week too. One of them's giving me a heck of a time, but I'm determined.
Yep. And that's the thing too. Once in a while, someone will suggest something and Jill what she tries will work in a day or a week. And sometimes someone will suggest something and then they'll keep asking and Jill will be like, working on it. And then 6 months later, it'll be like, got it.
So here's a funny one. We have a customer in here, Jake Boss, who brought to my attention once that he mixed our Yule tree with our 21 and got a smoky tree scent.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is genius. I'm going to put it out tomorrow. It's going to be called the Boss Sauce. We're just going to roll it out. That does not work when it's blended together.
Ahead of time.
That only works in 2 separate bottles and you mix them fresh that way.
Yeah, you got to like surface blend them and then use them and they work. But if you mix them together, what happens is not good.
No, because since we're talking about essential oils and how they play, all the tree essential oils that are in the Yule tree, the Scotch pine and all that good stuff, those are such thin molecules. They actually take over the resiny scent of the guacwood that's in the 21.
Yeah. No matter how much you use, it's almost like it eats it.
It does. It just eats the resin up, and it's such a soft, subtle smell in the 21. It's so easily overpowered by that Yule tree. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is nuts.
So that one's an impossible one. That one's just, that will always be a 2-for-1 special, I guess. Boss Sauce has just got to take 2 bottles.
Yeah, it's like sometimes the only way to drink chocolate milk is to put chocolate sauce and milk in your mouth separately and shake your face. And sometimes the only way to get essential oils the way you want is to mix them right in your hand.
And now you let Jack know that he doesn't drink directly out of the carton.
Yeah, you don't do that out of the carton, bud. You do that out of a glass. All right. Especially when you share a refrigerator with this one right here.
Yes.
Don't do that.
There will be no drinking out of cartons in this house.
So, and I put this one up here because you were kind of alluding to 2 scents that you're working on. So I think that kind of answers it. Some of them just come to you right away. And then it does sound like you have some white whales out there that you're chasing after and working on and perfecting and tinkering. Does that sound pretty accurate, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The 21 took me almost a year to make. People were like, leather and smoke. I'm like, okay, well, it's not really found in the wild. So let's work this one. And I was determined. So although there was multiple defeats along the way, I stuck it out. I rolled it out. And a few of these might take me more time than I was anticipating, but I will get a few of these next ones done.
There's 2 questions I want to hit next. One from Zach H was, came in before this first one, but I want to actually hit G squareds first, and then I want to come to Zach because it's a bigger topic. So yes, so
the answer is yes, just across the board.
So George is asking, well, here, let's ask the question: are all fragrance oils completely synthetic, or are some made with essential oils? Are there any that are mostly essential, but maybe a small percent fragrance? So actually, yes, the answer to that question is yes. You know, categorically speaking, there's a broad range of anything that can be considered a fragrance oil. And when people were asking for things that last a little longer and maybe a little stronger scent, you know, I did explore a couple of suppliers, and I did find one that has supposedly even lab verified down to traceable ingredients, 100% all natural fragrance oils. And some of them are botanically derived ingredients. None of them are synthetics. None of them are caustic, and none of them are condemnogenic. There you go. So there's words that you can't say, Dan. That's just one that I'm always going to butcher. So they basically, you know, they guarantee the purity of these things, and they have lab results to back it up. And I have yet to test it on my skin because there's always been something going on where I didn't want to break out for like 3 weeks to deal with. But I'm actually coming into that time of year where I don't have a lot of travel coming up after September. It's a cooler month, so if I do have a problem, it won't be as bad as if it was hot.
Yeah, and
so
by the sun.
Maybe September, October, I am actually going to put some of those things to the test and try them with our carrier blend and see. Because if there was a route that we could go with fragrance oils, there would definitely be all natural, botanical, plant-derived fragrance oils. It would just be a different spin on it. So I very much so. And yes, we are looking at them, and I am looking forward to trying them. And I'll share my results right here live, right? We'll be able to look at my face and see what happens. If everyone's like, holy crap, Nick, you look like you've been in the sun drinking for the past week. Are you okay? I'll be like, nope, I just tested fragrance oils for you guys. Here I am. So.
And to Zach's, absolutely. There's a lot. And you can look these up, and there is studies found all over the place of how different essential oils biologically interact with your body. And lavender is the most notorious one for stress relief.
Yeah.
Clary sage is really good for stress relief. Chamomile. One of the ones that I don't have as much of a time limit on is a nighttime beard oil that I've been putting some essential oils together that are not only going to be stress relieving, but calming and hopefully sleep inducing.
Like chamomile and stuff like
with
that.
With chamomiles and clary sage and.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny. You look at these orange, sandalwood, clary sage, lemon, bergamot, like rose, jasmine. You know, it's like, and Jill has something written down here on her notes that actually made me want to bring this up because, like, speaking to like my yoga friends and the people who do like Tai Chi and stuff like that, a big focus of like anyone I know who does aromatherapy, acupressure, acupuncture, Tai Chi, yoga. Those people are all very, very, very focused on controlling their sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. And you have like these two co-pilots in your body, you know, these different nerve systems that some are subconscious, some aren't. But like a lot of Eastern medicine focuses purely on controlling and directing the energy through these different nervous system networks. And one of the biggest influences on these, the reason when you go into a yoga studio, they have essential oils and an oil burner. They're supposed to, your biggest opening to the world of these things is your sense of smell, more than your sense of touch, more than your anything else, right? And they suggest that you diffuse these oils and you get them into the air and you effervesce them and you're able to get them through scent and through inhalation. And what better diffuser for essential oils than one that's built onto your face, right? I mean, long after the scent is gone, the pheromones from these essential oils keep working their way into your system. And it's something we don't spend a lot of time talking about, like on the website, because we haven't really gone after the market of we are aromatherapy for your face and body. We absolutely should, and we could, because I think that's like a huge selling point on a piece of the market that we're really not even touching. But it's a great side benefit for you guys who like our essential oil based stuff, right? I mean, you are getting aromatherapy grade essential oils right in your face every day.
Yeah. So even a mild scent of the beard oil can have a therapeutic value because as you inhale it, it goes from your nose to your limbic system, and your hypothalamus, part of your brain, which controls your central nervous system, works with your limbic system. And that's where since the hypothalamus controls your heart rate, blood pressure, digestion, just smelling certain essential oils can help speed up digestion. They say things like basil is very stimulating for gastrointestinal things. So certain people use just single-use essential oils for things like that.
Speaking of single-use essential oils, Ruben brings up a good point here. Saying, are we going to, and I'm going to get to that 1 second too, Leo. Ruben says, are we going to get a more lavender forward oil that doesn't contain sandalwood? And we've actually had this request come in from a few people, not just about lavender, but actually about individual essential oils that we use in some of our blends. And people are asking about having a single oil, beard oil options. So where like we just have a straight lavender oil, we have a lime oil, we had like maybe we do have a pure sandalwood or something like that, because some of those like individual essential oils, maybe it's something that someone specifically after is that oil.
Oh yeah, no, I have a lot of requests from our Middle Eastern customers asking for straight sage. They just want a sage beard oil.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point, and there might be something to that about like a deconstructed scent profiles where we take like each oil that's in a number 7 and make an individual oil out of it. And same with a number 9 kind of a thing, like a sandalwood, a lavender.
Not all of them would play well.
Not all of them would be good like that, but I think some might.
Someone would be like, ew, black pepper.
Yeah. You don't know if you'd want like a black pepper beard oil. I don't know if you'd want that one, but I grew up with night blooming jasmine outside my bedroom window. Will you have that? We love jasmine.
We have jasmine. I put it in one blend that still needs some tweaking, but I can tell them what I'm going after, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Earl Grey tea is what I'm after. I got it to smell pretty dead on, but I think some of the ingredients are still a little bit harsh, and maybe they're just too high of a concentrate. Although within the blend of under the 2% necessary, there's just certain things that might have a photoreactive way about them that are irritating to the skin outdoors.
Yeah, like I was fine
but
inside.
That has jasmine. Jasmine is tough because it typically is found as an absolute. As an essential oil as itself, it is very expensive. It is very delicate. It is very beautiful. So yes, I love jasmine. And if I can master this Earl Grey tea, there will 100% be beautiful notes of jasmine in it.
And you've been working on that for quite some time. I've even tried some.
Yeah, but the bergamot, man, it was really, really harsh in it. So when I drop it, I lose a little bit of that tea scent. So I've been playing with that for a little bit to try to balance it out.
That's the funny thing too, is that like a lot of people, they think they like a certain botanical, but if you smell like a pure essential oil of that botanical, it's actually not what you're used to. It's kind of like oud, where like straight jasmine doesn't smell like jasmine fragrance oil. Like jasmine fragrance oil, they really tone down that natural botanical scent.
They do, yeah.
And so like a lot of these things, you're like, ooh, I love jasmine, or whatever it might be. And then you smell this straight essential oil of it and you're like, ooh, yeah, I got to cut that with something.
Yeah.
Because
for sure. And to kind of piggyback again on Leo's comment, I think you had something more too, Nick, but Leo's right. It's beard oils. When we're talking about the world of essential oil therapy and diffusers and all these different things, beard oils, we have a legal limit that we have to follow because of how it absorbs into your face and how it reacts. So they are lower, but Jill's breakdown was absolutely fantastic on how your brain processes it and what it does. I have felt different things. I can feel my mood change based on scents, and I pick scents based on what I need. If I want something that's a little bit more pick me up, I'm going to go with number 7. That citrus literally like wakes me up and gets me going. If I want something a little bit more chill, I go with like a Yule tree, and that kind of calms me. And so, yeah, I felt that. And then Nick, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add on that.
I mean, no, I think it's like the small molecules that are in these things get into your capillary, vessels the same way, whether they're strong or mild.
Yeah, but the reason why the percentage is very important to follow is because essential oils actually can not only sit on the surface of our cells, but they actually can get into our cells, which certain things like drugs and alcohol can do, but not everything can actually passively diffuse itself into our cells like essential oils can.
They can make it right past your blood-brain barrier.
They can actually go from your blood, which is insane.
Right.
So that
pharmaceutical companies spend billions of dollars over like hundreds of years to get medications to move through the blood-brain barrier, and plants can do it naturally.
Yeah. And that's another reason why, although these are so good for you, they are so concentrated in our body because of how they're lipid soluble, they're small molecular size and things like that we have to be aware of.
And exactly, Leo. The scent itself, the molecules actually have a reaction inside your body. The scent.
So that you can have it, you can do the olfactory and get it that way, or you can actually, there's plenty of essential oils out there people use topically. I use things like tea tree and lavender all the time for certain things, just topically in its concentrated form.
Oh yeah, like I grew up with like my mom. Anytime I had anything on my skin, it could be like a rash, it could be a bug bite. It was tea tree oil. Like it was like, Mom, I got a big mosquito bite. Perfect. Melaleuca oil from the company Melaleuca at the time was tea tree. And then it was like, Mom, I fell off my skateboard and I think my toe is gonna fall off. Perfect. Let's put some let's put some tea tree oil on it and get you to the hospital. It was like that My Big Fat Greek Wedding with Windex. That's like how my mom was with tea tree
everything.
Oil. Like we put it on everything.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we have a couple of scent questions. We have a little bit less than 10 minutes, just as a heads up here. But some scent questions from the chat. And if you guys have more,
14 minutes.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Wrong math. until
the questions.
The final remarks. So, are there any thoughts, plans of considerations for fall Halloween scents, which is a passion for Jill?
I already have one ready to roll out whenever you guys want it.
Ready to roll.
Yep.
We're gonna be looking like we're gonna be shooting for probably middle of September.
Technically, I have 2 that are ready to roll out right now that I finished up at the end of fall last year, and I was like, shoot, no one's gonna buy these when Yule Tree comes out. So, they've been ready since last fall, but yeah, I got a few, Ryan. I think you'll like them both.
They come in.
And this is actually the second time I've seen this question. I don't know if Kylie is watching right now, but second time in 2 days where somebody has asked about the VSB collab coming back.
Oh, we got to call Dino.
All right. I'll text Dino. I'll be like, all right, they've been coming in email. Now they're asking live on streams. What's the word? So
Which will be crazy because that was the scent profile before we changed our formula. So we have to get all new labels and everything. That's going to be exciting. So.
Yeah. And they have some really cool stuff.
And that's one of those blends that I was going to say. That's one of those blends that if I'm going to roll it out, I got to start steeping it because.
Well, maybe it's not going to be the same VSB again. What if we came up with a new VSB?
No.
Beach Fire Stories is what you want for the VSB?
That's what everyone's asking for.
Now, what is the VSB collabs coming
What
back?
is the profile there,
Marshmallow Stout.
Okay. I like it.
I like it. Poll going.
Yeah, get a poll going. Do we re-release Beach Fire Stories or do we come up with a new VSB collab?
All right. So it's asking, are you interested in a Marshmallow Stout beard oil? Click a yes or no. It is anonymous, so don't feel bad either way. A Marshmallow Stout beard oil. There's a poll in the chat. All you got to do is click and you'll be able to pick your answer. And this, if you guys are not fully familiar, this is a collaboration beard oil with a local beer brewery. And there's a really cool video on the Dr. Nick's YouTube channel, if you want to check that out, where it actually takes you behind the scenes of the process. And it's actually really good videography, and it's a pretty dang cool video.
I need to make a shorter version of that, though, because that was like before I was getting halfway decent at shooting videos, and I still thought everything needed to be an hour long. That should have been a 15-minute video. So we're going to work on a condensed version of that one, too, looking back now.
Heck yeah. All right, so we got
Dr. Nix wants to know about April Fool's scents like lettuce and airport stank.
Oh man, you've been looking at Harry Potter jelly bellies too much.
Maybe we'll roll out the Jack's dirty sock laundry scent for April Fool's.
Oh God, please no.
So Dennis says, do a sour with VSB.
You know what? I like that, but if I was to do a sour, I think it would be with Second Wind.
Ooh.
There you go.
So Dennis, maybe parlay that one for me. Let's do a sour with Second Wind, and we'll come up with either a new one or re-release Beach Fire Stories with VSB.
There you go. We got a pretty
like
good
this.
sample size. We have over 30 votes right now, and it is a 74. So let's say 3/4 of this stream right now is interested in a marshmallow stout beard oil.
Perfect. Here it comes.
Tis the season too. When we rolled it out the first time, Beach Fire Stories usually gets released in August. So I made it. Yeah.
Fall, winter type, heavier scent.
It's like the end of summer, beginning of fall, perfect time. So yeah. Oh, it'll do well this fall. I can roll that one out.
Wow, super cool. Now it's exactly at 75%.
Yeah, perfect. All right. I think that's a pretty good sample size there.
Yeah, and like I said, the questions just have kept coming in about that one.
That it did really, really well. I mean, I used that stuff. Oh man, I mean, I used it like crazy. I was pretty much exclusively that stuff for a while because some of the essential oils in that help calm your skin too. And I had like a weird skin thing pop up last year where that stuff was really helping.
Are there hops in it? The Cascade hops?
There is no hops. It has cacao in it, which is really good for the skin.
Like peppermint bark?
Yeah, like peppermint bark, but yeah.
Awesome.
And there's another secret ingredient in that one that'll never, ever, ever, ever be disclosed. And it's an essential oil that Jill's got up her sleeve. And I promise no one else in the world is using it, but it gives it that creamy milkiness, the richness behind the peanut butter, the sweetness behind the marshmallow. All of it is supported by a 1% addition that I think is really going to make
actually 2% of the entire essential oil makeup. It changes the whole thing.
Wow.
It might also be in one of these ones that I've been working on. This was a bold move. Typically, like I said, these are my testers. This was one I was feeling a little bit confident in.
I had a hard time opening that top. I better send an email.
That G squared might be getting excited about.
What is that?
It didn't smell good a week ago, so.
Oh, G squared.
Someone wanted something that smelled more like coffee,
but that is amazing.
Oh. Now, Jeff would like to know, have you ever worked with patchouli, and is it difficult?
So patchouli on its own, that's one of those essential oils. You open it and you go, whoa.
You're like, whoa, there was a fish concert in here a week ago.
Yeah, but patchouli is in the number 9. Yeah, it's a number 9.
Number 9 has patchouli in it.
Very low percentage of patchouli in number 9.
One of our guar oils that we came out with them back in the day.
Big Smelly Hippie.
Big Smelly Hippie had a pretty good chunk of patchouli in it.
I would hope so.
Oh yeah, it was a good one.
I don't want to guess the other ingredients in that.
And just
that has the sweat and airport stank that Jack was talking about.
Yeah,
that's how he knows we have it on hand. But
just a little bit of weed.
But the thing with, if you like patchouli, then something like that. The number 9, it's very subtle in there, but it is an aggressive scent, so you have to use it at a very low percentage. It is actually, I think it's even less than
the essential oil Jill's sweat. No. Although Ruben, the more and more I interact with you, the more and more I like you.
Hey, well, sometimes you lean a little bit too far over as you're stirring the oils. So that's why I can't tell you what it's in it, because you guys would be like, ew, gross.
So Donald would like to know, does the value impact of essential oils change when you put them in different bases, like washes, conditioners, or oil or butter? Is it different amongst the different mediums?
100%. So we're talking about the percentage that's
no, he thinks like the impact or like the aromatherapy benefit. Does it change at all? I think
like
is what
in
I'm
the shower.
Absolutely.
Wash.
Because I was going to say, in the shower, you steam that up. It's definitely going to have a different effect than just a quick passing by of
I'd say
butter.
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why the percentage and the washes and stuff is actually a little different, because when you mix it with steam and water, it's way different than out of the bottle. So you kind of gotta you gotta balance that out.
And you can also play with the percentages within like how much is in an oil versus within a shower product. You can actually go a little bit higher because of the
legal differences. Yep.
Not only the legal differences, but the way that the soap kind of alters the essential oils too.
Well, and you guys will notice too, like the way number 7 smells in the beard wash is very different than the way number 7 smells like in the conditioner, because there are other base ingredients in the conditioner definitely impact like the scent you get off of number 7. I don't know if that makes the benefits any different, but it definitely makes the scent profile different.
Well, I know that in the number 9 body wash, it's definitely much more lavender forward than the sandalwood, because of the way the soap takes over. Because sandalwood oil is another very gentle one.
And the soap kind of eats it.
Lightly, yeah.
Yeah.
It just kind of, brings forth the lavender.
And since we just talked about 7 and talked about some of the other profiles, what is in the essential oils for number 7 that you can share?
So the ones that are very uplifting, that make people feel so good when they wear number 7. We have lime, we have orange blossoms. There's lemon in there. There's pine notes in there. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Oh, there's way more than that. Don't worry.
Yeah, number 7 is actually quite the complex.
But it is.
List.
It's a nice citrus balm that it awakens those senses. It's great for first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Love
so
that.
let's see.
No,
Dr. Next plans to create a deodorant. Yeah. I mean, it's the weekly question, and we're happy to answer it the same way. Is yes, we absolutely are, and the goal is to make one that makes you smell neutral and doesn't have much of a scent profile to it. And we have not landed on the recipe that works yet. It's either not been enough, it's been too much, it left things we didn't like on clothes, or one thing or another. But we're not giving up. We're still trying.
I use natural deodorant, and I want to be able to use my own natural deodorant.
Yeah,
I cannot sacrifice the body odor for it.
You can't risk being stinky.
I go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I need something that's going to work for me.
Yeah, so we're still getting there, guys. It's like we'd love to put it out, but we're just not putting out something that's not going to work right.
Number 7 beard wash should be back in stock.
It should be back in stock within hours of this stream. Actually, what we were waiting on,
it's all bottled up right now.
Yeah, what we were waiting on is labels. And actually, all the product is actually bottled. And we had a little snafu with some labels before we left. And so unfortunately, it is all bottled, ready to go. But we're just waiting for the labels. They come in this afternoon, we hope. So hopefully when UPS stops by, we'll be able to mark those back in stock right away. I would say there is 0 chance of us getting through tomorrow without those being up online. And it's been such a request. As soon as they're up, we will send out an Instagram post. We'll send out SMS messages letting everyone know it's back in stock.
And for Ryan Miller's very important question up there. Oh, there's a Gerard George too. So Yule Tree, it went off without a hitch last year. I would love to add it into, I think it would make an amazing body wash. I think it would make a great beard wash and a great beard conditioner. I would not put it in a face wash.
Yeah, we won't do face wash with it, but for the beard
I want to put the
products,
number 9 in face wash though, because of the lavender, talking about topical uses of lavender and stuff. It's good anti-astringent. So if you have adult acne such as myself, number 9 would be really good at treating that.
And I think we can answer G Squared's question there. Are you willing to share?
What's that?
Which one you use that your current go-to is?
Yeah, I'm willing to share. I use Necessaire. I get it off of Sephora.
Yeah,
and in fact, Jack has been, coming in. He's going to be 11 soon. So he came up to me the other day and he's like, dude, my pits stink. And he used the Necessaire and he really liked it too. So I use the unscented one because I use unscented everything wherever I can.
Yeah, the Necessaire stuff is really good though. Like literally,
it dries pretty quick.
It just doesn't smell like anything, and you end up not smelling like anything. You end up smelling like laundry at the end of the day, if anything, from like what you wash your clothes in, if anything.
They are one of the companies though that if you find it, that you're not getting what you seek out of our all natural products. One of the Necessaire has a great line of body washes that uses essential oils in them too.
Yeah, really, and the only difference is they cost like $50 per bottle of Necessaire versus
I
$20.
think their body wash is like $35.
Yeah, it's like double the price.
It's like 8 ounces.
Well, it's actually quadruple the price of ours because each bottle is double the price and it's half the size. So 8-ounce bottles are double the price. I have
nothing bad to say about them.
No, it's a fantastic product, but it's just one of those things. That's the quality we are going for making ours. But
there you go.
We just wanted to do it at a reasonable price point.
For sure. All right, rapid fire here. Dragon's blood. You ever thought about that? Worked with it?
Yeah, it's really tough because that's a solid.
It is a solid. It's a resin, which is also one that I'm hung up on from Brennan that was in here. I'm still working on a sarsaparilla root beer one, another resin one that's tough to play with. But
yeah, the resins are fat soluble, but only when you get them to just the right strike temperature. So you have to have the oil and it at the right temperature to fully emulsify at a melted state. Otherwise, they re-solidify and you get like basically little boba tea balls of essential oil in the bottom of your dropper.
Right, hit me with the next one.
Coffee. Is that from actual coffee, and is there caffeine in it?
There is.
There is, and it is.
Okay.
Pure Arabic.
What is the so Ruben, if you want to look up the legal one for any kind of thing like that, you want to look up IFRA. And so they have different categories. It's super, super complicated one on when you talk about shower products, because it depends
It's all over
on,
the place.
yeah, every single essential oil is different. And it's different from beard wash or it's different from body wash to beard oil. So yeah, that one is by far like the most complicated thing. That it's, man, it's a mess.
If you're like me, you take all those variables and you take the ones that you use and you average them out so that you will be either at or under. You do an under average across every single ingredient we use, and that's what gives us our percentages for those washes. And thankfully, we're well under them. We could actually double our content and still be legal
on some of them. Yeah.
Have you ever worked with chili oil?
That sounds hot. That sounds hot and spicy.
Yeah, I got nothing there.
Yeah, I don't know. We could call it bear mace.
What do I think about it?
What do I think about it?
I think that I'd like to read about that because it interests me.
So long as it doesn't have any capsaicin in it, I think
you
safe.
have to be careful.
You know, you wouldn't want any capsaicin on your face.
I did see he had a comment further up there that there is a beard oil he uses with chili oil and black pepper in it. So
we do have black pepper.
We have black pepper. That's why the
capsaicin's removed. Yeah.
Which probably is in the chili oil.
I bet you so. I bet you get the scent, but none of the heat.
Spicy margarita. I like where this is going.
And if you guys ever have any ideas that are just burning you, reach out to Dr. Nick's. Their email's on the bottom of the website. They are more than happy to listen to some ideas that you guys have. Who knows if it sparks something? And if you were thinking about it, somebody else is probably thinking about it. And I think this is a beautiful comment for me to end on and give it over to Nick and Jill to take it away. Our friend Jim says, thank you for another great show. Once again, I'm leaving knowing a lot more than I did an hour ago.
What more do you want than that? That's fantastic.
That is the goal
had fun.
Of this.
You had fun, and we all learned something.
Yeah.
So I will just simply say, Tuesday, 1 p.m. next week, you guys. I hope you guys will be here. Nick, Jill, send them off with a great show today.
Oh, man, that was fantastic. Next week with episode 51. And, oh, man, it's going to be another really good one. And looking forward to 52. I can't even believe it's been almost a year. But thanks for all the awesome questions. Thanks for, again, bringing out all the awesome questions. Whenever Jill's here, you guys ask awesome questions.
I love it, too. And it gets my gears going. This week is like I have plenty of time to get creative and tweak a lot of the things that I've already started that's in my little jar here.
In Jill's little box of tricks.
My little box of tricks. So,
but more to come. Some people
be surprised if you get sent a 6 or maybe like a 4, and you can let me know what you think.
Yeah,
Dan.
Completely randomized. So,
and maybe G Squared will have to get a.
I think he's going to need to get that with a bag of coffee.
With his bag of coffee.
Yeah. So G Squared, you got some stuff coming this week. When you see a random package show up, just know it's from us, and we expect feedback, which I know you will provide. But yeah, thanks again, guys. This was awesome. Thanks for a warm welcome back. You make it not so terrible coming back to work when we get to deal with people like you. So thanks for that. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.